Friday morning. I hope that you've had a great Thanksgiving. I had an opportunity to spend some time with my family up here north of Kansas City by the town of Kearney. And this morning, as we got up, everyone's rushing out to find a big deal on Black Friday. And I thought it's a perfect time to start talking about finding a deal specifically on our nitrogen fertilizer. And so I really want to focus today on what are our crops actually using. And so if we go out, we can look at our nutrient removal apps and it's going to say, all right, for this yield goal right here, we're going to need this many pounds of nitrogen per acre. But I want to challenge you to do something this year. Go out and pull some soil samples. Now, not your typical just 6-inch soil samples. I like trying to pull soil samples for nitrogen as deep as we can get those into the ground. Now, I know some places you're going to get 12 inches. We might be able to get 24 on some. If you're on really good ground, we might be able to punch even a little bit deeper. But I want to encourage you to go pull those samples and actually see what you have left in the field after we've shelled corn. The reason that this has kind of come to my attention is the last few weeks I've been getting a lot of soil tests that are coming in. And I've encouraged these guys to pull those nitrogen values because it only costs a few dollars more per sample. And I'm finding some really large amounts of nitrogen that are left after our corn crop. In fact, I'm typically seeing a lot of values between 80 and 120 plus pounds of residual nitrogen. Guys, that is massive. Depending on what our yield goal, we're talking 50 to 60% of the nitrogen that we applied, our crop didn't even have to use. Now, there's a lot of reasons behind that. It could have been a drought year and we simply didn't have the yields that we were expecting. Or guys, we may be over applying that nitrogen. And that's why I think on a Black Friday, when we're looking for deals, this is the easiest way to find that deal. Let's figure out what our crops are using. So back to sampling our depths. Try to pull them out in 1 foot increments. So 0 to 12, 12 to 24, if possible, punch down and get that next one, because I'd like to see where that nitrogen is available so we can think about the rooting depth and how our plants are going to be able to extract it. Also, there's some other really good information we can get outside of our typical soil tests when we're looking at our P and K and our micros. If we're pulling it for nitrogen right now, it helps us plan for next year. Not that this is going to replace a pre-plant or a pre-side dress test that we'll talk about this spring, but this is going to help start us planning, okay, I'm applying this much and my crops did this. Maybe I can look at adjusting it. And I want to encourage you to send a few tests off and start looking at split applying nitrogen, because that is where some of our best deals come. Put the nitrogen out there where the plant needs it, when the plant needs it, so that we can maximize that efficiency and get the best deal that's going to be possible out there. So guys, as we're following up with Thanksgiving, moving into Christmas, before the ground freezes, and I know we've got a lot of snow that's coming down out of the north and the breeze is already cool this morning, go pull some nitrogen tests so that we can see what is the crop using. We can make the best plan for next year. I hope that you've had a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy your Thanksgiving weekend. Be thankful for everything that we have.